Have you ever wondered whether our beloved pets truly disappear completely when they leave this world? Or could it be that in some dimension we can't see, they're still there, accompanying us? Today, I want to share some discoveries that might completely shift your perspective about the other side of our furry friends. Hey everyone, welcome to Zen Go. I'm your old friend. Recently, I came across a research report that absolutely blew my mind. This isn't some New Age mysticism or superstition. This is hardcore scientific research from Cambridge University. A biology PhD named Rupert Sheldrake spent 20 full years systematically studying a topic most of us wouldn't dare discuss openly: the continuation of animal consciousness after death. This doctor's credentials are pretty impressive. Dual PhDs in biochemistry and philosophy from Cambridge with standard scientific training. But what struck me most was that he wasn't studying some abstract theoretical concepts. Instead, he collected massive amounts of first-hand accounts from pet owners. His findings were published in the Journal of Scientific Exploration, titled Communication with Non-Human Animals. After their death, similarities to human phenomena. Dr. Sheldrake discovered an interesting pattern. These visitation phenomena typically occur within days to weeks after a pet's death, and the vast majority naturally fade away within the first year. What's even more surprising is that it's not just the pet owners themselves who experience this. Other family members report similar encounters too. This reminds me of a question that consciousness and AI researchers in Silicon Valley constantly debate. What exactly is consciousness? If we're still arguing about artificial intelligence consciousness, then maybe the continuation of animal consciousness isn't such an impossible thing after all. Let me share a few particularly compelling cases with you. The first story comes from someone who started raising a dog when he was 3 years old. His Cocker Spaniel had been with him for 13 years, before passing away when he was 16. Just the night after the dog died, this owner was suddenly awakened in the middle of the night. When he turned on the light, he found his dog sitting right in the center of the room with smooth fur, looking exactly like it did when alive. The most amazing part was that the dog's eyes were filled with worry, as if it was concerned about its owner's emotional state. Only after the owner gently reassured it by saying, "It's okay," did the dog visibly relax, and it never appeared again. Here's another long-term case. A woman adopted a stray cat named Tatty and raised it for over 10 years. About 2 weeks after the cat died, she and her mother repeatedly saw Tatty's tail sticking out from behind a wall. Years later, when this woman fell ill, she once again saw Tatty's complete figure standing quietly beside her. She emphasized that she absolutely couldn't be mistaken because Tatty was a tabby cat with one uniquely ginger-colored leg that had no stripes. The story that impressed me most was about saying goodbye. A long-haired dachshund named Bobby died suddenly in a car accident, and the owner's 16-year-old daughter couldn't see him one last time. 5 years later, the daughter tearfully told her father that she felt Bobby lying on her bed, holding her tightly. The father suggested that if this happened again, she should use the opportunity to say goodbye to Bobby. Sure enough, After the daughter properly said farewell to Bobby, the phenomenon never occurred again. These cases remind me of a concept in current AI research: emotional connection. We know that deep learning models can recognize and simulate emotional patterns. So if animal consciousness really does continue in some form, might they also maintain emotional connections with their owners? Speaking of this, I want to share a more personal experience. I have a friend who had a white Persian cat at home during high school. One night, she clearly felt the cat jump onto her bed and walk around near her feet, stepping on her blanket. The sensation of the blanket being pressed down felt very real, but every time she tried to grab the cat, she came up empty. When she turned on the light, there was nothing on the bed, and the real cat was sleeping in her parents' room the whole time, with the door closed. Later she remembered that their family had previously owned another female cat that was given away to someone else because it kept howling during heat cycles. Its fate was unknown. She began to wonder whether what she felt that night might have been a visitation from that long-lost mother cat. This kind of experience makes me think about a deeper question. If animals really do have some form of consciousness continuation, what motivates their visits? Is it love? Is it saying goodbye? Or is it some need we can't understand? Dr. Sheldrake's research also touches on another fascinating phenomenon: living pets' extraordinary perception abilities regarding their owners. In his 1999 book, Dogs That Know, when their owners are coming home, he documented over 1,000 cases where some pets, including dogs, cats, rabbits, parrots, and even llamas, would start waiting at the door 10 minutes before their owners returned home. These experiments were designed quite rigorously. Researchers had owners drive completely unfamiliar cars and return at random times, eliminating the influence of sounds, smells, and time patterns. But pets could still start waiting when their owners were still dozens of kilometers away from home. Keep in mind, even well-trained search and rescue dogs have a scent range of no more than 500 meters. The doctor proposed morphic field theory to explain this phenomenon. Simply put, like magnetic fields, there might be some invisible connecting field between living beings that allows emotionally close individuals to transmit information in some form. This reminds me of the concept of quantum entanglement in quantum physics. Two particles that have previously interacted will maintain some mysterious connection no matter how far apart they are. If this phenomenon truly exists at the quantum level, then similar connections appearing at the biological consciousness level might not be completely impossible. Some AI researchers in Silicon Valley are now exploring quantum foundation theories of consciousness. If consciousness really does have quantum properties, then deep emotional connections between animals and humans might create some kind of information channel that transcends physical distance. These studies and cases have me thinking about a bigger question. Is our understanding of life and consciousness too narrow? In some ancient wisdom traditions, all things have spirits has always been a core concept. Current scientific research seems to be validating this ancient intuition from another angle. If animals really do possess some form of consciousness, continuation, ability, then we need to reconsider our relationship with other life forms. I'm reminded of an interesting thought experiment. If AI someday truly develops complete consciousness and emotions, when their programs die, might they also leave behind some form of digital ghost? This sounds like science fiction, but considering how limited our understanding of consciousness still is, who can say it's completely impossible? What's even more interesting is that if animal consciousness really can continue in some form, does evolution need to add a new dimension? Survival and reproduction might not be life's only purposes. Maintaining emotional connections and providing psychological comfort might also be important functions of living systems. From a practical standpoint, Dr. Sheldrake's research discovered an important phenomenon. Those who experience pet visitations often recover more quickly from the grief of losing their pets and maintain more peaceful psychological states. This reminds me of meaning-making theory in modern psychology. When we can find some meaning in painful experiences, we more easily achieve inner peace. If pet visitations can comfort owners and help them believe that loving connections transcend death, then this phenomenon itself has important therapeutic value, regardless of its scientific mechanism. In this age of rapid AI and technological development, we sometimes forget how important emotional connections and spiritual comfort are to humans. Perhaps the real value of studying these supernatural phenomena isn't about proving some scientific theory, but about reminding us that in this increasingly digital world, the power of emotion and love remains the most important thing. After all this, I want to ask you, if there really is an afterlife, would you choose to continue being human, or would you want to experience what it's like being an animal? Maybe being a free bird wouldn't be so bad. No mortgage worries, no overtime, no pretending to be happy on social media. Someone joked, why don't gorillas continue evolving now? Because if they evolved any further, they'd have to go to work and pay mortgages. Kidding aside, these studies really do make us think more deeply about life. If you've had similar experiences, or if you have thoughts on this topic, please share in the comments. If this episode got you thinking, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time as we continue exploring this world full of mysteries.